What is going on, guys? Another video for you today. I'm really trying to work on being more consistent with my content. I have this weird thing where I won't really make a video or record anything unless I feel the urge or unless I feel like inspired to do one of these, but that can be pretty difficult, especially with my new schedule and working and all those different things. So my new goal is to come out with something, hopefully once every day or every other day, bare minimum, no matter what, even if I'm not in the mood. So today's topic is something that's very interesting. It's a very broad topic, and it pertains to so many different aspects of our lives and the way we live and how we experience our journey here in this realm. And the topic of today's video is basically your strength of will or your strength of character and the forging of your soul through various choices that we're presented with throughout our lives. And, this pertains very, very well, or this goes very well with kind of what we're going through in 2020 with all of this, absolute insanity, fear over a potentially fake virus. And even if it's not fake, it's nowhere near the threat level that, we've been deceived to believe. The mandatory masks, the mandatory social distancing, all these other things that on the surface, it almost feels as if you don't have a choice. It feels like you have to comply. And in some situations, it's been set up that way. For instance, having to go into the grocery store and wear a mask, et cetera, et cetera. However, there's always a choice. When in this life, it comes down to how far you're willing to go to exercise your personal freedom, your independence, and your infinite power of creativity. Unfortunately, a lot of us spent, time in public schools, which have done little to nothing for us in regards to spiritual, mental, and emotional growth. And these public education systems have done a number on us in regards to limiting our creative thinking, shrinking our belief in our own potential and our belief in the endless and infinite potentials that exist in this world, and several other things. So I'm fairly understanding when it comes to people's lack of understanding in regards to just how gifted we are, how much potential we have, and what our purpose is while living here. So let me go ahead and I'm going to do a quick sound check because I know there's a lot of wind. I don't want the wind to interfere with the video. Let me check really quick here. All right, I'm back. So there is some wind noise, but I will definitely do my best to speak clearly and loudly and clearly enough so that won't be too much of an issue here today. But like I said, I'm fairly understanding when it comes to people's limited ability to comprehend just how powerful they are. People's ability to comprehend just how ridiculous it is to take orders from other human beings. Human beings, and when I say other human beings, I'm talking about government officials, administrators, authorities, anybody. The fact that we have humans taking orders from other humans, especially humans that are spiritually lost themselves, it's no wonder why the world is the way it is today and the way we live in it. But I'm just here to try and hopefully break people out of their sleep and let you know that when it comes to guidance and information in regards to what you should be doing in your life, there is no better source. There is no more reliable source outside of you than yourself. Obviously, we have other people in our lives and people we come in contact with that influence us, that share information with us, that teach us things, that pass down knowledge to us, which is amazing, which is great. That's why we have other people in this world to interact with, to grow, to transform, to trade information, to influence each other. However, a lot of us have kind of lost the meaning of all this in the translation of things, where the solid majority of people in the world today believe it's our job to not only receive information and guidance from other people in regards to how we should live our lives, but people have now become completely dependent on other people as far as their happiness, as far as their self-confidence, as far as their bravery and courage, as far as their passions in life, how they spend their free time. I mean, we are in such interesting times when it comes to just people in general. And I spend a lot of time, kind of silently observing those in the environment around me. And it's sad. But like I said, it's something that I'm working on understanding more, because I do know that humans have very, very limited education when it comes to the importance of self, the power of self, and the ability that we have to grow our self-confidence, grow our self-love and faith in ourselves, and live our lives according to that strength that we develop over time. If you look around, everyone is, a lot of people, I'm not going to say everyone, but a solid majority of people that I observe on a daily basis are trapped in this endless illusion where they are dependent on so many variables outside of themselves, from everything to what they say, what they do. I mean, I'm working at this new job. It's this cannabis shop, and it's a ridiculous job. I'm literally only in it because I need the money right now. I don't plan on being there longer than 2 months. But to make a long story short, I kind of watch the employees there, and 99% of them don't know what to say unless the person next to them says something that they can just parrot and repeat and like try and one up in a really stupid and dumb way. It's something that I've seen become more and more prevalent with people here, specifically in the Los Angeles area, where people don't really have ideas and minds and thoughts of their own. They just kind of repeat and copy what other people do. They just parrot what somebody else does. Someone will come up and say a dumb and meaningless joke, and instead of being true to themselves, maybe they didn't think the joke was funny. Maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they don't really care about a stupid joke right now, but God forbid they stay true to themselves and do what they feel like doing. Immediately, you hear them, the fake laugh, cue the fake laugh, cue the stupid joke that they didn't really want to tell, but they have to tell it because they want to fit in, and they have to, God forbid they don't fit in, because if they don't fit in, then they're not going to have any fake friends to feed their, fake ego. It's this endless, deadly cycle. And you can see it in the world today with this coronavirus situation with, everyone knows the masks don't work. They don't do anything. Everyone knows these health and safety measures don't do anything. Everyone knows they're doing more harm than good. Everyone knows that. But guess what? They're doing it anyway. And why are they doing it anyway? Because they have to fit in. They have to go along with the crowd. They cannot stand alone out of fear of being left out, out of fear of being ostracized, out of fear of not knowing what to do. I find that seems to be the predominant fear in people, and why people are such followers today is because there are so many people out here that simply do not know what to do without the influence of others, or without instruction or direction from various people and channels and authorities in this world. And it's not only is it leading somewhere that that's definitely not ideal, but it limits people's growth, and it limits people's ability to experience who they truly are. And that's what I just suggest to everyone. If you want to know who you truly are, the first things that you have to work on doing is dropping your concern, or, destroying your concern for what other people think about you, what other people think, what other people are going to say, what other people, their opinions about you, their judgments towards you, whether they're uncomfortable around you or not. That's going to happen, man. We know where, most people are spiritually, mentally, and emotionally in our society today. So it's the fact that you're even relying on anything from them for your own sense of self-worth it shows that it's a clear indication of you having a problem. But one thing that I've learned, and this is kind of the main point that I wanted to make with this discussion, is that life presents us with opportunities. These opportunities are usually disguised in the form of challenges or opportunities where we have to branch out on our own and venture out on our own into the unknown. And it can be, depending on how well you've developed your self-respect and your self-confidence. That's going to determine how scary the opportunity is going to look for you. For people who are completely dependent on others for their sense of self-worth, self-respect, self-love, etc., doing anything on their own, taking any kind of risk, where they might throw others around them off is terrifying. So you have to start with baby steps, but eventually you start to see the various doorways that the universe will open for you to say, hey, here's an opportunity for you to expand your consciousness and to expand your identity, and for you to get in to build a deeper connection with who you truly are. But in order to do that, you're going to have to cut this person off. You're going to have to move from this location to this location. You're going to have to let go of this business that you've spent the last 6 years building. You're going to have to drop out of this school and take on a new opportunity. You're going to have to break up with this boyfriend or girlfriend who may be creating, stagnation in your life. We are always presented with choices to expand ourselves, to grow and to mature and to become a better version of ourselves every day. But I've noticed that expansion is usually in the form of a new path, of a new doorway that can seem uncomfortable at first, and it can even be uncomfortable at first. Sometimes it's extremely uncomfortable at first. However, it's a birthing process. Giving birth is a messy, painful, extremely humbling and an intense process. And as you birth more of yourself to yourself and into this world, you are going to have to constantly challenge yourself in regards to maybe standing up for something that you believe in the face of opposition, resisting temptation in a situation that is going to lead down a path that you're not going to enjoy. I mean, there are so many things where our character is tested, our values are tested, our morals are tested, our work ethic is tested, our honesty and integrity is tested. And I want to encourage people to embrace those moments and constantly look for those moments. And not only do you want to be able to identify those moments and pass those tests and pass those trials when they do arise, it's always so enjoyable to not only strive to pass those tests, but come to an understanding in regards to what these tests are doing for you. What is the purpose? What direction are they moving you in? Why are you here? Why do you want to grow? What is the importance of growth? What does growth look like to you? How does that feel? Very few people ask themselves these questions, and they wonder why they're not happy. They wonder why they can't get out of bed. They wonder why they can't move without a cup of coffee. They wonder why, sex with their loved one is mediocre. They wonder why they don't feel inspired about anything. They wonder why they're jealous of other people all the time. And it's because so few people are working to understand themselves on a deeper level and challenge themselves on a deeper level. Life is not a box of chocolates. I hate to say that. Life is not, and so many people believe that, and it just causes them to not only constantly seek comfort, but their life becomes stagnant, their health becomes stagnant, their vitality gradually diminishes, and at the end of the day, they live a pretty basic life. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of judgmental for me to say, but I've just come across a lot of people that seem to be searching for something more. And this is my bit of advice to you, to them, and to anyone listening to this and looking for, how is it that I can feel more in life? How can I be motivated to not only continue forward, but boldly and proudly and energetically continue moving forward? And my advice is to learn to understand, identify and understand trials and tribulations in your life that are testing you to see what you've built up over the years. It's like you spend all this time in the gym. I mean, don't you want moments in your life where you get to show your strength, where you can express all of that hard work and the effort that you've put in the gym? You know, it's like, you know, walking around looking buff and strong is cool, but I mean, what's more enjoyable than putting your strength to use and experiencing the blessings of your hard work? And life is constantly presenting us with opportunities to show what we've learned and to demonstrate what we know. And I notice that a lot of people shrink away from the challenges, and they'll even sabotage themselves, you know, go back on their word, you know, hide who they truly are to fit in with a group that may not be for them, stay in a toxic situation, whether it be a job or a relationship or a location where they're living or anything, simply because they want to be comfortable or they're afraid of the unknown. You get what you give. And if you're looking for a dynamic and exciting life, you have to make dynamic and exciting decisions in regards to how you live and how you want to grow. You have to put in effort to grow, and you have to do deep thinking in regards to yourself, your life, and the world around you. Because if you don't, I mean, the human world, you know, human society is simple. You eat, sleep, fuck, shit, and die. You know, that's human reality. And, you know, that's first grade. There's so much more beyond it. You know, there's so much more to our life in this world and everything. And one of the most reliable gateways and doorways to that more, you know, expansive aspect, the more expansive aspects of our reality is through personal growth and challenges, and being able to identify these little challenges and moments where the world is giving us a chance to shift our path and shift our direction and shift our surroundings. Don't shy away from those opportunities. Don't shy away from those moments. Don't shy away from new people in your life who you think are going to help you expand. A lot of people, you know, aren't afraid to make contact with new people who are going to help degenerate their lives. But when it comes to new people in their life that are going to help them grow and may cause them to face things within themselves that are going to make them uncomfortable, people shy away from those things. People run away from those opportunities. And I'm here to tell you guys that in this world, you have to live life to your fullest. I mean, what other reason are you here? The desire to live and coming into existence is the first sin. You know, if everyone wants to, you know, I'm going to make a video on that so people will understand what I mean when I say it's the first sin. You know, physicality, becoming physical in a physical world and becoming dependent on physical things and even physical attachments and the material realm. That's the first sin. That was, all of us are sinners in that respect. And if we're going to come here and be a part of that and take that the risk and opportunity to become material beings, you better damn well live your life to the fullest and really put your best foot forward. And you can put your best foot forward by standing up for what you believe in against all odds, doing, you know, understanding when you're leaning towards fitting in just to fit in, and working on getting to know yourself and respect yourself and love yourself on a much deeper level than you ever thought was possible. And I'm going to be honest with you, that usually involves having a lot of alone time and being by yourself a lot. And a lot of people are afraid of that. And as long as you are afraid of that, your life is going to be pretty limited. Your life is going to be pretty one-dimensional. You know, fear is it's something to be conquered. You know, fear is a gift if you look at it the right way. It's something to be conquered. It's something to be overcome, and it's something to be understood. It's not something to submit to. If you submit to fear all of the time, then it's just, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, I hope that made some sense. It's a lot of people bending over backwards in this world, just trying to fit in because they don't want to be uncomfortable. But if you want to open up an endless doorway into personal growth and development and self-love and inner strength, I highly recommend you start working on identifying and understanding the little trials and tribulations in your life. You're going to be faced with things where you learned a lesson in the past and you're being revisited by that lesson, and you have to exercise your best judgment in that situation based on something that you learned in the past. A lot of people will still fuck up despite the fact that they know the right answer or the right action to take. Don't be like those people. Move forward in your life. Keep advancing, keep growing, keep moving up, moving forward. Fortune favors the bold. It doesn't favor the people out here doing their same old routine for 30 and 40 years. You know, they have a safe and comfortable life, but what is that? I hope this discussion made some sense, and I will catch you guys in my next video.